Hello, and in this video we're going to be doing UVs. I went through and relaxed my geometry. I added eyes, okay. I duplicated the geometry over to the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is auto map our character. Okay, and then we're going to rotate this just for completion's sake across our model. This will add UVs to our project. Okay. Now, we need to come in and cut where we want our UV shells to be. So I'm going to come in with the edge tool and select our loops that we want to use as our borders. So I did a 2 cut here, which we'll need for our unfolding of our geometry. And we're going to do that right here on the stress point, and we'll be doing that right here where the hairline is going to be as well. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and loop the ears for them to be separate UV shells. There we go. And we're going to do the same cut underneath the chin. So right about right here. One cut should be enough. Okay, that's done. Let's go ahead and cut this so we don't mess anything else up. So we can see that the border is there. And I missed a spot. And another spot. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and do the arms.
Yeah, the one that we got is awesome. I mean, the biggest problem that we had with that one was because it was
Okay, we're going to start from here to there. I'll go ahead and cut that. Nice. Let's do the same thing over here. Great. So we don't need this cut to happen, so I clearly went overboard here. Go ahead and remove that. Cut again. Double check both sides. Sweet. Now I noticed that the seams on both sides aren't the same. If that bugs you, please go ahead and change it. I prefer to have the seam down here, but having it slightly offset won't change too much. Now, for the way that we have our hand set up, we have this nice edge coming through, going all the way through the model. I'm going to use the outer side to cut my UVs, so we can go ahead and just select this one edge, come across, double click. There we go. And like I said, we don't need that to go all the way across, just where our hands are going to end up, like so. Okay, let's go ahead and do the cut. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and do the other side.
biggest fluffer.
Now, if we leave this selected and cut, then we have two
I mean, right now the max
hand shells. Right now I'm just aiming for one. And if that doesn't work, then I'll go ahead and split that up. Okay, there we go. All that's left is feet, legs, and torso. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'm going to grab the torso right here. And see, this is going to go through the glutes. I'm not totally sure if I like that. So I'm going to go just a little bit higher up. So it goes along the waist where the belt would be. Just go ahead and do a cut right there.
Yeah, external drives are so cheap. Yeah, you don't necessarily.
And then we'll do a cut along here. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one side of the lower part of the torso to put in my last cut. There we go. Oh. Now with this particular formation, we're going to have this connected here in the front. Let's not do that. Let's go ahead and just cut that here. Okay. So for the torso, I'm going to do my cut along the back. We could have ran it to the side, we could have ran it to the front. Doesn't really matter. Wherever you'd like to have it. Okay, so here of our cut. Oh, went down all the way. Okay, now we got all of our cuts. That is represented over here too in our UV space. Now, what we are going to do is switch to our unfold section and do an unfold. Oh, I'm sorry. And here are our UV shells. Now we can double check and see if everything has went to plan. So right here I have an odd opening, and we can see that something was missed on the cut. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look. So there's a missing cut right here. And sometimes one missed cut can change everything. Okay, let's make sure everything else is right. Sure. Okay, and unfolding again. Yep, there we go. And we can see that the hand does not look as nice as the other one does. So we did miss a cut right here. And with how far spaced out these are, it might be better. No, I'll leave them the way they are. But this definitely needs to be fixed. So let's go ahead and do a cut. And unfold. There we go. Okay, now our goal is to cover as much UV space as possible. The only thing we miss, and I'm seeing this right now, is the feet. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that real quick. For the feet, will probably in our best interest to have a nice seam going throughout. So right at the bottom, go ahead and grab the outer rim, because that's what's going to have contact with the floor. Okay, we'll do a cut. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, double check real quick. Yep, all the way through. Not all the way through, so we did miss one on this side. Good. Okay, I'm gonna grab these UV shells and unfold again. Oh, so we will need a seam since we just have the tops and the bottoms. It's going to give us these weird circular islands, and we do want to avoid that. So I'm going to put the seam right here on the side. So they're not 100% visible to the viewer. Okay. And this will give us some cleaner UV shells. And unfold. We can see that I missed one. So let's go ahead and cut that. And unfold. Now after this, what we can do is we can come in and sew some of these shells back together. So like here. Sew together. Bonk. So we just have a little bit of a cleaner UV shell. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Now these we can, just for pure paranoia, click, unfold again. And now we have all of our UV shells ready to go. Now, the head we do want to give more texture density to because it holds more information. Okay, so I'm going to give this roughly a quarter of the map. There we go. Now we can go in and for the face, so we can see that I totally missed another edge here. There we go. There we are. Okay, let's get this into the right position. There we go. Now our goal is to try and cover 85% of our texture space as much as we can. So we will see if we can't get that done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could definitely get it. Is it gonna be the kind of thing that we could share with audience and stuff? Probably just as well, we could.
Okay, here I'm making sure that my UVs are as tight as possible, so I'm not wasting any space. There's the other arm. There we go. Now we have spots for the torso, which needs to be laid out. Let's go. The trickiest thing about this is just getting the layout right. And that is it. There's really nothing too difficult about this. Are there other ways to lay out your mesh? Absolutely. Sure. I'm just going to give the body just a little bit more because I'm noticing that I have a lot of unused space. I'll probably be doing that with all of my UV shells since I'm noticing that everything is fairly empty. Think of doing UVs as the worst Tetris game you've ever played, and things will go a lot smoother for you. As you can clearly see, I'm not having the best time in the world here. So I'm seeing that my heads-up display is not showing me my percentage. So that can be rectified here. Okay, so we're at 66%. That can be better. Okay, let's see. There we go. That is as tight as I can get them. The only other way to get a better optimized scene is to lay out my UVs with a different technique. But for this video, since this is everyone's first time doing a character, we'll just stop right here. Okay. Now you guys are ready for baking, and you're good to go. You're also ready for rigging as well, which will be the next video. And talk to you guys soon.